Welcome to Becoming a Cook. I'm Charlie Wetzel. This is the first time I'll be cooking in my new kitchen, and I thought I would start by showing you a dish that I do pretty regularly for breakfast. The first thing that I do is I take some sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in olive oil, and I get those going in the pan. The more you have, the better the flavor is. While that's going, I chop up a little bit of onion. And that's probably enough. And I'm just going to drop that into the pan with it. So what this is a scramble. When you do eggs, obviously you can fry eggs, you can scramble eggs, you can do an omelet. This brings the flavor to the eggs, and you scramble the eggs on top of this. While that's cooking, I'm going to chop some spinach. And I usually just try to line these leaves up. I've already picked the stems off of these, by the way. And I know spinach stems are not very tough, but I don't like the texture that they give. So all I'm doing is I'm giving this a cut lengthwise. I'm being careful with my fingers, and then cutting across. And while I'm doing this, I can hear that my onions and my tomatoes are starting to cook. So those are looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in. And I'm going to give this a little bit of magic salt. You could just use regular salt and pepper if you wanted. And now I'm going to get my eggs ready. I'm going to give them a little magic salt. Like I said, I would do regular salt would work just as well. And I'm going to go ahead and beat these. So if you take a look, you can see the spinach is starting to color a little bit. You can see the oil on it. One of the nice things about getting sun-dried tomatoes packed in olive oil is you don't have to add any extra oil or butter or anything to the pan. So I'm just going to drop that in and give that a little bit of a turn. I can hear that my fire was a little bit high on this. I'm already starting to get this cooking around the edges, so I'm going to go ahead and start this moving. So the thing with the scramble is you're moving it around as it cooks. What I want to do is I want to cook this so that the eggs are just cooked through. There's no uncooked white. But I don't want this to dry out. So I'm giving this a little look. If I flip this, you can see this under part is pretty dry. So I'm going to turn this off because I don't want it to overcook. And then I'm just going to plate this. And then I like to give it just a little more seasoning on top because I like that flavor right off the top. So this is my sun-dried tomato, onion, and spinach scramble that I often eat for breakfast. Not bad for the first time on a new stove.